Erin Brockovich, Trump-related quotes. The point of it all. View President Trump in part as the ultimate great American whistleblower. One of the main features of the American whistleblower is the intentional replacement of equivocation speech and slimy deceptive linguistics with a harsh dose of reality speak and truth speak, including display of reversion to cold hard facts, common sense speech, and obvious in-your-face diction in place of game-playing machination linguistics, and most importantly, a perceptive description of the ulterior motives that perpetual liars are trying to conceal from their listeners. What I'm trying to say, I've started a project which I haven't been able to work on for a little while, which was to take movies about whistleblowers where in the movie the whistleblower character says things that sound just like the kind of things that Trump says. The attitude, the word choice, the implications, everything. It's whistleblowers are people that are clearing through lies and deceptions to try to bring a brief breath of honesty into a lying situation. And that's what Trump's presidency has been about. So I look at him in one way as a whistleblower. And there are lots of quotes. I'm going to read these quotes. There are actually 4 of these whistleblower movies that the main whistleblower character reminds me of Trump, in that they cut through the bullshit and they tell it like it is. And they don't give a shit whether you like them for it or dislike them for it. All they care about is that the truth gets out there as an alternative to the lies. So the 4 movies are Norma Ray, released in 1979, which was the true story of Crystal Lee Sutton, a union organizer who went through a lot of pain when she tried to bring a union to the textile plant in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, where the workers were really having a tough time. The second movie is Walking Tall, produced in 1973, which was the true story of Sheriff Buford Pusser. Story of Buford Pusser, who became sheriff of McNair County, Tennessee, attempted to clean up corruption in this small rural county. Eventually he succeeded, but first his wife and then he were assassinated. The third movie is Erin Brockovich, which was released in the year 2000, is the true story of Erin Brockovich, who in the early 90s took on PG&E near Barstow, California, which had allowed their plant to poison the groundwater there with hexchromium that caused serious health problems among the residents there, and then tried to conceal it. Because of Brockovich, they won the case, and PG&E had to pay $333 million. And the fourth one is, of course, Silkwood, which was released in 1983. And it was the true story of Karen Silkwood, who worked in a plutonium fuel rod factory in Oklahoma and was suing the company because they were cutting corners in production, which might have resulted in nuclear catastrophe. She was eventually killed in a mysterious nighttime auto accident that most authorities believed was the work of the company Kerr-McGee. So what I'm doing in this project is I'm taking quotes from the main characters in these 4 true story whistleblower movies and comparing them to the way Trump talks when he's smelling bullshit and he cuts through with anti-bullshit. So first I've got a few quotes from Erin Brockovich, and at a later date I'll make a video about the other 3 whistleblower movies and list their quotes. But as I read these, try to think about how much it reminds you of Trump when he's speaking. Okay, here's the first quote from Erin Brockovich. I'm trying to help you. Don't bother. Come on. I'm trying to help you. Bullshit. You're trying to make yourself feel less guilty about firing someone with 3 kids to feed. Well, fuck if I'm going to help you do that. Second quote is, intimidation. Let the games begin. Third quote, let's be honest here. $20 million is more money than these people have ever dreamed of. See, now that pisses me off. First of all, since the demur, We have more than 400 plaintiffs, and let's be honest, we all know there are more out there. They might not be the most sophisticated people, but they do know how to divide, and $20 million is going to do shit when you split it between them. Second of all, these people don't dream about being rich. They dream about being able to watch their kids swim in a pool without worrying that they'll have to have a hysterectomy at the age of 20, like Rosa Diaz, a client of ours, or have their spine deteriorate like Stan Bloom, another client of ours. So before you come back here with another lame-ass offer, I want you to think about what your spine is worth, Mr. Walker, or what you might expect someone to pay you for your uterus, Miss Sanchez. Then you take out your calculator and you multiply that by number 100. Anything less than that is a waste of our time. Ms. Sanchez, in disgust, she's in disgust because her face has just been shoved deep into her bullshit. In disgust, she picks up a glass of water from the tabletop and almost starts to drink when Erin Brockovich speaks up. Oh, and by the way, we had that water brought in special for you folks. It came from a well in Hinckley. Sanchez immediately puts the glass down before drinking, staring at it in disbelief. I think this meeting is over, she says. Damn right it is, Ed Masry says. Here's another quote. Trust. You want me to trust you? Do me a favor, Ed. Don't use big words you don't understand. And that's exactly what's going on with the liars, the perpetual liars in America today. They have lost all connection with these meanings, with meanings of big words, like truth. They've completely forgotten that truth is a big word. Honesty is a big word. Sincerity is a big word. They've forgotten because in their way of thinking, those are not big words. They're not even words at all. They don't matter. The concepts that they represent as a sound do not matter because all these people are cared about is money and power, is getting what they want. They only care about them. They don't care about important words or concepts. They don't care about ideas. They don't care about doing good in general. They don't care about helping the Commonwealth. They are after their own slimy self-pursuit. So for them, what the fuck does a word like trust or honesty have anything to do with anything in their real world except to use it to conceal what they're after and fool and indoctrinate and propagandize people around them and therefore get what they want. This word is only useful for that. They don't even know the meaning anymore. And that's what it's all about. Because honest people think about what the fuck they're saying. They think about what they're thinking and they say about what they're saying. What I call the Snopes movement in America. You know, in the last like 50 or 100 years, we've got a large, I guess usually the more higher IQ part of the population. Not the highest IQ part. Because the highest IQ part don't give a shit about any of this. But the medium level IQ part, which is like 20 or 25% of the population, is all about lying to, tricking, manipulating, and exploiting the non-high IQ part of the country, who generally are more honest simply because they're simpler, but they certainly don't want to be taken in by these people, by these fucking salesmen, but they are. And Trump made them realize that they are and to what extent they are. Okay, so, you know, trust is not a big word to these liars, but it is a big word to those among us who are honest. See, this is what this country has turned into. Everybody is a lawyer. Everybody is playing at debate at times when good faith and honesty is demanded. Everybody is out to get as much as they can. Everybody in it is out to get more than their fair share. This is what I call the pork industry in America. Okay? It's similar to the plastics industry. The pork industry is made up of a majority of the people who are Snopeses, meaning all they care about is their own lives and their own pleasure, and they seek money and power as a road to get those end results, right? They don't give a shit. And their trickery, the deceptive language, the propaganda, the newspeak, the repression of truth in speech by people who are speaking truth. This is all part of what I call the plastics industry in America. These people want everything to be made plastic. So then you can't tell the real from the fake, which means they are the fake. Somebody like Erin Brockovich is the real, or Donald Trump is the real. They don't want you to be able to make that distinction. And most of the Sturm und Drang of Trump haters against Trump is that he is showing the people of America that they are the plastics industry, right? Adam Schiff and Chuck Schumer and James Comey and this Clinton and Obama, they are the plastics industry. They are the board of directors of the American plastics industry. You get it? Trump has already born into more than his fair share, so he doesn't have to lie and connive for more than his fair share. And one more quote from Erin Brockovich. You said to fire me? You've been gone for a week. I left a message. I've been dealing with this real estate thing. I was going to write a whole report. That's not how we work here. You don't just leave a message and take off. Well, what am I supposed to do? Check in every few seconds? Yes, it's called accountability. I'm not talking to you, bitch. See, she says that because these people, because Masry and her secretary who said this about accountability, they're actually speaking sincerely. They're actually speaking honestly. It's a real problem. The problem is they haven't bothered to ask her why she's been gone for all that time, right? They just assume, because they assume that they're partly connivers, because they assume that everybody is out to get for themselves only. Not necessarily are they out, but they're just used to so many people, especially in a lawyer's office. So they never bother to ask her. So she doesn't really step around and say, like she said to Miss Sanchez in that meeting at the board table, where she says, "Oh, we brought that. You should enjoy that water. We brought it." You know, if these people are not suffering from the water in Hinckley that your client polluted, then you should have no problem drinking it yourself. And of course, it's not true. She couldn't have used Hinckley water in there, because she could really be blamed for this person getting cancer or something from drinking the first one glass of water. But Miss Sanchez is so, her personality structure is so focused on one thing, which is getting for her, that she puts it down because she doesn't want to even take a chance. She doesn't care. She's actually lying to defend her client, PG&E, who have poisoned people and have killed people and have had 5-year-old children die of cancer, which is all true from the actual history of what happened in Hinckley. But they're not going to even take a chance to take a sip of that same water, because that's who they are. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please watch more. Please go to this channel and subscribe, and also like any videos that you like, and watch ones that, and even ones that you don't like, please like. I can be dishonest too, right?